Yes, we are back. We are back. It's been a minute. All right. Delayed, life got in the way. But we are back. We're the Critics Collective. I'm Legacy Lingo, and I have Brandon V. Fletcher here. And we are finally back to talk about Lucky's season finale, episode 7, titled All Good Things. And I know it's been a minute. I noticed more people have been commenting on the last episode that we talked, episode 6. And I'm glad that you guys were able to comment without spoiling anything. But we're finally here to talk about the finale, episode 7. If you're new to us, we are going to spoil this. So please go back and watch it before you get into this conversation. But for everybody else that's been keeping track through our mid-season and that's going episode by episode, welcome. And I'm excited to talk about this. This is a great episode. And I got my notes. I got a few notes. So we're gonna talk about Wayne. He is exactly who we thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna talk about Special Agent Kershaw. We narrowed it down to that, and we're gonna talk about his worth, if there was any. We're gonna talk about Priscilla turning on Wayne, but not in the way that I anticipated. Dutch is always and always will be Team Priscilla. And then
I still think you love him with her.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
They didn't make it clear on the show, but that's in my head canon right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let it go either. And Lucky and John, they get to walk away with the money, but they end up moving forward on different paths. So, and that's the finale, which I thought was great. I ended up rewatching it just before this, just to get it back fresh, because it's been a minute, a little longer than we normally do between this. How did you feel about the episode, Brandon?
Oh, great finale. As usual, good character work. I think that's where the show really shines. And it was exciting. It was violent. It was satisfying in the end. It was everything. So yeah, love the finale. Love the way it was directed too. I don't know, it felt a little different than some previous episodes. I'm not sure why. If I watched it again, I could probably pinpoint why I felt differently about the directing. Well, not differently, but where it kind of stuck out this time versus some other episodes.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But and there's some things that I call like Kershaw, and there's some things I didn't expect, which is also great. So
yeah, and that was one of the things that I love about the show. Like you said, the character development. Everybody was, the way they were written was truly consistent. All the way.
I'll fault when somebody picks me off, but we'll get to
it. I'll be interested to see if yours is gonna be the same as mine, but everybody's character was very consistent. And so let's start it off with Wayne. So we said it earlier that 10 million was probably just a drop in the bucket to him, and it wasn't really about the money. And he definitely confirmed that, and I love that about him, because yes, he kept saying my money the whole season, but it got to a point where he literally said, and I quote, "You know what? New plan. Fuck the money. Go ahead and kill her dad in front of her. Let her watch, and then kill her." And that was the point, because he said to her at the beginning, it was like, it's the principle of it all, and his pride and just a need of control, and just can't be, everything about it, it didn't waver, and we the character that they gave us was true all the way through. And for this, I think this is probably his biggest highlight episode. When they're with him and Priscilla riding
that conversation. I mean, when he got out the car and that camera shot, like, he was just badass. Like, we need more William Fichtner in everything.
I'm telling you, man, he's a phenomenal actor. The character was beautiful. The conversation with him and Priscilla in the car, where he said, how I feel about kids. That's why I didn't have any issues. Like,
that was amazing.
Like, you did.
Respect to the writers for just letting him be an absolute dick.
Absolutely.
Just like That was just great dialogue. He clearly had a son. The son died, and then he was just like,
Sorry.
"That's why I didn't want no kids." It was just like didn't even acknowledge it.
Right.
He really don't care. For
Yes.
him, he's all about respect and he's all about money. That's it. Nothing else matters.
That's it. He's got a certain structure in his head, and that's it. What you gonna say?
That car ride is when I realized that she was going to kill Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
When she was just sitting there and she was like looking out the window, she was kind of quiet, and I was just like, I didn't know how it was going to happen. I was like, in that moment, I was like, oh, she's going to kill him. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like when he started talking to her, because like the car was kind of quiet. Like, they were kind of both looking out the window. And when he started talking to her, it kind of like snapped her out of that like daydream of like, I'm gonna kill this man.
Right. And yeah, that line that he gave her about Carrie was when I realized, I was like, even if there was a part of her that's just like, I'm just gonna tuck this away and we're just gonna move on. I feel like every day mourning her son was bothering her, and it was growing. Mm-hmm. And every time he took a dig, as if that kid didn't matter, just kept pushing her. As soon as he said that, like, where I stood on that. Like, that was your choice to have a kid, not mine.
Right. That was your choice. Like,
I was like, oh boy. So yeah, that's what it became. Obviously, but the way I thought it was going to play out, I don't know why. I really thought that he was going to. I thought Dutch was going to show up, but I thought that Wayne was going to instruct Dutch to kill her, and then Wayne and then Dutch and then Priscilla turn on him together. That's what I thought was going on.
I didn't know what was going to happen, because as soon as she told Dutch not to come, I was like, oh, where's this going? Right. And then when Lucky wasn't really following, I was like, wait, where's this going? I had no idea at that point what was going to happen.
Right.
And then then that's when she dropped the bombshell. And I was like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. Because I actually was like, at one point, I did not know how this was going to play out.
Yeah. In the back of my mind, I thought that Wayne was going to use Dutch as his trump card, his little secret. Mm-hmm. And because I expected them to have not just like how he had John as a trump card held captive. I just thought he was gonna have a couple of extra plays, but then that one with Dutch wouldn't work out on. But it didn't work on that.
I think what he didn't realize was Lucky figuring out he had an in the FBI. Mm-hmm. Like that. Yeah. That was the flaw. Yeah, he couldn't plan that far ahead. There was no way for him to know.
So can we talk about that? Because that character, that whole situation, it really bothered me. Like
Kershaw?
Yeah, the Kershaw, where they were positioned, no additional backup. What did they expect to achieve way back there, all the way up there? If shit goes left and they got to go and climb down, and then run in.
Am I crazy? So you just watched it recently. I thought at one point they said that they were going to be there, but the backup was going to be a mile out.
Okay, they did say that.
Okay, and then I was thinking a mile out is pretty far.
Yeah,
like, a mile out is pretty far. So I definitely, I guess, Agent Rand wasn't thinking all the way through.
Too excited.
She was too excited to, because why didn't she say a mile out? That's kind of far, and just up here.
Yeah, we can't get down and react quick enough if shit goes
right. Down. Right, and it's not like they had sniper rifles. No.
So I was like,
So obviously he set things up to isolate them. So it would take the FBI longer to come in when something does go wrong.
Give an opportunity, and obviously that was what Kershaw was for. But he was, in my opinion, that reveal, and then what we got. Yeah, they got the fight scene and whatever, and then he dies. But I just
that was a good fight. I liked it.
It was a good fight, but I felt
I was mad at her for not shooting him in the chest though. he had a vest on. Just shoot him in the chest. He would have died.
Stun him. They take advantage of the situation.
Fighting for 10 minutes. Nah, man.
having a
Right on
crazy
chest.
fight. Yeah, I ain't got time for this, and I got to climb all the way down. I feel like you burned up all my energy with this fight. But I feel like the way that they have written Wayne and his way of thinking, I feel like there should have been another layer from Wayne or from Kershaw, just in case. Because if Kershaw is there on Wayne's behalf, he's expecting that Wayne's probably going to kill both of them, and then, in my opinion, he should have anticipated that he was going to have to deal with Ren whether she found out or not.
Yeah, and
I didn't feel like it was. I don't know. I don't feel like it was thought all the way through or set up well enough.
Well, I think that, I mean, you can probably knock it down to hubris, right? Because they've just been in control for so long, and they underestimated Lucky. That's kind of the whole thing, right? Where they did think far ahead, but they didn't factor in Lucky figuring this out, and Lucky being as smart as she was, and in the whole play Lucky had of dealing with this. And she knew that the FBI was listening, right? So her dropping that bomb right there, that was part of the tactic. So yeah, they probably could have had some more levels of shenanigans and scheming, but at the same time, there are only so many things you can account for. You know what I mean?
True, very true. It was still very entertaining. It was still very entertaining.
The funny thing, I'm not sure if this is a good or bad thing. Maybe it's just a neutral thing, but I just thought it was funny that Kershaw's reasoning was typical. It was very typical. It's like, I'm a lifelong perfect public servant of this country, and I get shit for it. Give me that money.
Yeah, that was another good character moment.
No higher allegiances or anything. You're just like, man, I'm broke. Give me the money. Or I put too much into this job with nothing to show. Give me that money.
Yeah, he says like pissing in the wind.
Yeah.
You got shit to show for it. And I like that again. The character was, it wasn't about being bought. He just wanted more for what he was putting in.
And I'm pretty sure Wayne was paying him well. They never said how much Wayne was worth, but he's an oil guy. We can assume it's in several billions.
Yeah.
So he could easily, he could have easily been dropping $1,500,000 a year on Kershaw.
Yeah.
Easily. And that's enough extra. Let's say you're making $150,000, $200,000 a year. Somebody give you an extra $500,000?
Come on, man.
Yeah. And that's nothing to Wayne, but that's a lot for Kershaw.
Right. Yeah. That's making a big impact on him financially. Yeah, that's absolutely. What character or what situation bothered you?
This is at the very end.
Oh, okay. So we
but it was Agent Rand.
Okay. All right. So you know what? We might bounce back and forth because the next thing I was gonna mention involves it, but go ahead.
Because granted, she's been consistent to a fault.
Right.
And so when it was all over, she still came at Priscilla. And I was just like, what are you doing? It's over. Just let it go. And like, nah, she couldn't. She really couldn't. It's like Wayne's dead. Her life is saved. Lucky's gone. Lucky sent her the money back. Did all this stuff. Everything's nice with the bow, but she didn't get Priscilla.
I got a theory,
and that's crazy, especially when Wayne is the bigger fish.
Yeah, she said, "Go take your win. You got him."
Yeah, so that's why I said the character is consistent to a fault. Where, yeah, this is in line with her character. It annoyed me, but I can't even get mad at it. But from a character standpoint,
right? But Wayne says something that made me think that there's a backstory we're not getting.
Oh,
Wayne said, "You had Rand, I had Kershaw. So what if Priscilla and Rand used to have that kind of relationship, and then Rand all of a sudden got a conscience or something, and that she's determined to stop them because she still feel guilty for when she used to take the money."
I was gonna say it clears her. It has nothing to do with Priscilla.
Right.
It's just to clear her own conscience.
Right. Because when he said that, I was like, wait, what? Because he was like, yeah. You had Rand, I had Kershaw. You know, the problem is you guys think you're the smartest in the room when you're not. And I was just focused on that, hyper focused on that. When she showed up at the end, I was like, oh, we're about to find out that this relationship is deeper than with that. And it could. Like I said, you said it's based off a book, right?
Yeah.
So I haven't read it. So if anybody in the comments knows if there's more of a backstory with Agent Rand and Priscilla, please let me know. I'm anxious to find out.
And then, another book is coming. So who knows, but Agent Rand might still be around. We know Priscilla is still around. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if it's been billed as a limited series. So
yeah, that's just a safety net. I think they're gonna go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
I
hope so. If the next book success doesn't matter, they have the blueprint,
right?
For season 2 if they're adapting, the second book. So
and if the show does well enough, just announcing a season 2 might just boost the sales of the book. Some people may want to know before instead of waiting for it to be filmed, or they may watch it and they want to go back and compare. So that's a possibility. Priscilla's character, man, I still never changed my thoughts for her. I still didn't like her, and I think that was what was great to me about this episode is like, even though she was hurting for her loss of her son, I still didn't have any real remorse for her. I was glad she turned on Wayne. And Wayne got what he's coming. I'm glad she was talking down to him and walking over him because he used those same intimidation tactics with her. I was glad that she had that moment and that she didn't let it linger. She just did it. But I still never had a moment of like, yay, Priscilla.
I only when she killed Wayne, that's kind of when I had that moment. Yeah, when she killed Wayne, I was like, yeah, I just felt like he deserved it.
He definitely deserved it for sure.
And I was glad she let Lucky go because I think that she got perspective, right? She got perspective in the loss of her son, why she lost her son, the deadbeat father, and the kind of only real good thing in his life was Lucky. And like she spent the whole series and backstory just kind of hating her basically.
Right.
And now she's realizing, well, maybe she was the only person that truly loved my son besides me.
Yeah.
And, and at the same time, she's probably thinking back like, I could avoid a lot of this. A lot of this is on me. So that's why she's like, you know what, Lucky? Go on about your business. Go do you. I'll do me. I don't want to see you again. We good.
Yeah. That's a great perspective. Yeah, you're right. And it was almost like an enlightening moment. And I'm glad that they let him go. And basically they had plenty of time since it was just Agent Rand and wherever the supposedly backup FBI was.
I mean, that backup took forever. They had a whole gunfight, fist fights.
Like
FBI shows the way everything's over.
When everything's
classic
over.
television.
That is classic.
So
that is a classic trope. It's all over. It just and then everybody's like, hey, guns out, what's up? And like, you missed it, man. Just go. You know what? I'll give you the clip notes. You filed a report. So now we get to the ending, which I'm not gonna lie to you. You know how you said Rand was consistent to a fault. John's character was too.
I know, man. And I was like, I realized it when they were in the hotel and they showed the bear.
They kept showing it. Like, after he asked in the restaurant, they showed it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, he taking that bear, he gone.
So we saw it coming because Lucky kept making it clear that she did not want this life anymore or the money. Right. And I've been saying it all season. I was really hoping. So this is, if I would have wrote it, it's not my story. I'm sorry. But if I would have wrote it, I would have had it when she woke up. The bear was gone. She opens the door, but he's still standing there because he was about to do what he normally does. But he decides, toss the bear back to her. Right. And be like, we're trying things different. And he asked her to take him to a spot Well, guess what? There's more money. I still wanted him to have more money elsewhere.
Yeah.
And then they go their separate ways. That's what I was hoping for.
But again, the show is consistent with his characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
This show is not. This show is a character study. It's not about characters growing and turning into something else.
Right.
The show is about these characters doubling down on their own personalities.
Who they are. Mm-hmm.
And everybody did that, even Lucky.
Yeah.
She can commit crimes. She can be a con artist, but she doesn't want that. She does it if she has to.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't want that life anymore. She
Right.
doesn't need that life. She was comfortable, with the hubby just chilling,
Yeah.
And so her doubling down, Wayne doubling down,
everybody,
Priscilla everybody doubled down. So
yeah.
John doubling down and being like, yeah, that's who I am. Let me go ahead and try to get this money and leave my daughter.
Yeah, because he was like, if you're not going to do it, then I'm going to do it. Because first he was willing to do it together, but
it falls in line with the character. So great choice. I hope the book is that way.
Mm-hmm.
I hope the characterizations of these characters are similar to the book, because like you said, you wanted one thing, and
right.
I did too. But at the same time, I just think this is a better artistic choice. This is a better writing choice. This is a better way to explore these characters and not just have a thing where everybody has this growth moment, a kumbaya moment, or I'm going to change my ways. It's like, no, it's about a bunch of people that know who they are and want to stay that way.
Right. And you made a great point, because if her and Carrie were still together, they would have kept that money and went and lived a life away from everything. But she knew that this $10 million wasn't enough for her dad. It was just going to fund the next hustle. And he was going to continue, because there is no number that makes him say, okay, I'm done.
Right.
Yeah. And she knew that. And she was like, no, I don't want to do this no more. So that you're right. It made sense. Perfect writing. That's a great point. But let's be honest. She ain't got no money. She gonna have to hustle something.
No,
she out on the beach, broke as hell.
She gotta hit up the dude she met in the diner and be like, you got any job up for this?
Right. She's gonna have to do a little hustle just to get back on her feet, because she out there broke on the beach, like, hey, I'm free. It's like, yeah, so your pockets. So I was like, still a little more hustle left, but then I'm sure once she gets in a good space, she'll do the right thing. But that was a funny point to me. And I really loved Timothy Oliphant's character. I thought he was gonna die, so I'm glad he didn't. If there's
I'm glad he did. This is so. Remember, I said, I don't know how many episodes ago, but it felt like he was one of those characters that couldn't let the life go and ends up dying in the end. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad they didn't go there. So glad. I'm so glad he lived, but I'm also glad that he still tried to take the money, because it just fits the character.
It fit. Yeah, he took the car and the character. He just left him with nothing.
I know.
His own daughter. Honestly,
at the same time, let's think about it from his point of view. He's probably thinking, I trained her well. She'll be all right.
But with her recording, she made the point, and as I was thinking at the same time, I was like, okay, so you didn't get $10 million, but you got 8 years knocked off you, so you're free now. Exactly. You could have served the rest of those 8 years. So I'll take that. Freedom and broke, I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? So
season 2 starts with him in trouble because he did another scheme and got to go to Lucky for help.
I'm telling you, I would love it. And I was even thinking to myself, and of course, I just be coming up with stories. I was even thinking to myself that he finds some young protege that reminds him of Lucky, and they're really doing their thing. But then they get in over their head, and when Lucky pops up, her and that chick are beefing. Like, she's like, "Who is this chick?" You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Like, you tried to replace me, and he's just like, "Hey." That was where my mind went. But it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes, because he seems like most of his schemes require require. I guess it's just multiple layers, and it's always if there's more than one person involved, is better chance of success.
A lot of it is reading people mixed with some charm.
Sure. Which is what he was telling her in that flashback. It was like, hey, we've done this just different ways. It's like, I know it's going to work because we know people. I
was curious where that flashback was going and how it was going to connect to everything. And then once it ended, I was like, okay. It was basically showing he was willing to risk her life for play.
Right, because that could have gone left.
Right. And he knew she couldn't swim. He was willing to risk her life for some money. And if he's willing to do that, then he's willing to just leave her.
I mean, technically, this whole season was her life on the line for his $10 million.
Yeah.
So it's always been. It's like in his mind, the ends justify the means, but in her mind, she's like, yeah, I don't want to play this game with you anymore. So it was beautiful. It was beautiful done. Man, I'm gonna miss this show. All right, so we got to rate this thing, man. So the season as a whole. All right, so we had 7 total episodes, and in true Critics Collective fashion, we give accolades here, going from 0 to 5, 5 being excellent, 4 being good, 3 being average, 2 accolades being below average, 1 accolade is poor quality, or 0 accolades horrible, absolute trash. All right, Brandon, Lucky, as a whole, the season, how many accolades are you giving it, sir?
Oh, this is an easy 5. This is an easy 5. I don't watch shows multiple times, but like I could see myself, a year down the line watching this again.
This is one of those. So I'm gonna give it a 5 too. I'm already jumping on what I didn't give mine. I'm giving it a 5 as well. This is one of those shows that if I come across somebody that's like, Lucky, what is that? Like, all right, bet. And we're gonna set it up. Like, right. It's like, all right, here we go. You want to know? Yeah, this is one of those shows for me, especially if I'm dealing with somebody that can appreciate like accurate character development and consistency with the character. Like you said, there was no arc. There was nothing for anybody to overcome. These are just who they are, and this was the outcome. And it was beautiful done. Yeah. So you got anything else you want to throw at it?
No, that's it.
Yeah. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let us know, how many accolades are you giving this? How much did you appreciate or not appreciate the season, or appreciate or not appreciate this finale? I felt it ended great. Some of the shows we've done, the finales have kind of fallen short, and some of them were good, but could have been better. This I feel like it held its tone. It hit it right on par, which is why I think
consistency with this show. Consistency
with everything,
from the writing to directing to even the characters
to the pacing.
Yeah, everything consistent.
Yeah, for sure. So get in the comments and let us know what you guys think, and let's talk it out. Let's have a discussion. And if you guys have read the books, I'd love for you to enlighten me. What's the difference? What would you have liked to see? Maybe you might even push me to go read it. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm not big on reading, but I try. So, all right. So, again, this is Lucky, available on Apple TV. It's got 7 episodes, and we are the Critics Collective. I'm Legacy Lingo. I have Brandon V. Fletcher here. You guys like what we're doing? Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the alerts, and join our collective community. And make sure you like this video and to continue to keep supporting us. And we will see you guys on the next one.